Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and today I am bringing you a 2 vs 2 in Total War Attila. And this was not a close battle, but there was some really nice cavalry play, so that's why I'm going to upload it onto my channel. I myself am playing as the Alanis as well as my allies, so it's 2 Alani forces on one side, and then on the other side, I believe we have the Jutes and the Eastern Roman Empire. So I'm going to leave it on slow motion because it starts off very quickly, and we'll take a look at the army comps and then get the battle underway. So I have 3 units of Alani warriors, very cheap tier 1 infantry, and then I have 5 units of the Salmatian warband. So these guys look pretty awesome. I really like their shields. And then I have 4 units of elite Salmatian CATAPHRACTS. And my general is the Alani noble. And then I've gone with 7 units of these Alani horse archers. So going with a very heavy build, about 60% of my army is cav. And then looking at my ally, he's also very cavalry heavy, so he's got some Salmatian CATAPHRACTS in the front line as well. A lot of them, actually. And he's going for some elite Salmatian CATAPHRACTS as well, just like me. So that's pretty much all he's brought there. And then for his infantry, again, going pretty cheap on the infantry. He's got some of this Salmatian band here. And then in behind that, he's bringing some elite Agathyrsi warriors, so they're pretty pricey as well. And then for his general, he's got the Alani nobles. So rushing over here to take a look at the Jutes, he's got some cavalry on his flank here. He's got some Nordic horse lords. They're a melee cav. So we'll see how they fare against the shock cav. He's got some warhounds in the front line. He's got some Nordic skirmishers. Then he's got a chosen warrior Nordic pikeman mix. He's got some elite Nordic warriors here, more pikes. And then in behind he's got his huskarls. So he's got his axes in behind being protected. And then he's got a Viking captain here. And then for the Eastern Roman Empire, he's got a master militum. And then he's just brought a ton of this numeroi, which is a pretty versatile and cost-effective unit for the Eastern Roman Empire. And then there's he's also got 2 units of Menelatoi, 1 unit of Hetaria Guards, and an Eastern Auxilia Palatina. He's got 2 of those, actually. And he's got some Equites Promoti. And then his skirmishers consist of armored Sagittariae with 1 unit of Funditores. But interestingly enough, really no cav for the Eastern Roman Empire. So it's really heavy cav on one side. And then on the other side, it's barely any cavalry at all. At least the Jutes did bring 4 units, but that's really not going to be enough. If you look over onto this flank, I'm not really going to focus much on this flank yet, just because I'm mostly just harassing the Eastern Roman Empire with my horse archers. So we can go ahead and put it on play and just listen to these elite Sarmatian CATAPHRACTS just thunder down. Yeah, you can see they're lining up for battle as well. I love their golden cuirasses. Really, really awesome looking. It's just something about Lancer Cav that just looks amazing. The Horse Lords are lining up here, but I immediately know that I have the advantage here, so I'm going to be charging right into battle. Gonna go ahead and jump into this unit here as we put down our lances. Yeah, they do have the Pila, but that charge is just going to destroy them. There goes the other unit of Salmatian CATAPHRACTS into the Horse Lords back there as well. I'm flanking around with my other 2 units. He is doing the same, but take a look at this. Nordic Horse Lords down to about half already. He was good to get one of the other units around, but I snuck around my other unit of CATAPHRACTS here. And then I'm going to rear charge with this 4th unit over into the sides of these Horse Lords. So once we get into prolonged melee, yes, those Horse Lords probably would eventually win, but if it wasn't for that devastating charge bonus, let's go ahead and put this on slow motion because we got a nice charge from some Salmatian CATAPHRACTS into these chosen warriors. Oh, just decimating that unit. That very expensive unit was just destroyed. Let's take a look at the stats there. Yeah, their morale is dropping very rapidly. They were actually in shield wall, too. And they've still lost 60 warriors to that charge. He's got another unit that's charged in over here. Looks like the Master Militum is going to have to push in his general to help out. I'm kind of watching to see what these Salmation Cataphracts do. I wonder if they're going to charge into the Hatari Guard. He has to be very careful, though, because this Lancer Cav, their weakness is their very poor missile block chance. So he's going to have to watch that. But it looks like he is really trying to get into the Hatari Guard. The Byzantine Empire notices that, or the Eastern Roman Empire, sorry, and he's going to pull back. But looks like these Numeroi are going to try to form some kind of a defense, but they're just going to end up soaking up most of the charge there. At least he did escape with his great axes. There we go. We got some breaking on the front lines here. Most of the cav has already been evaporated over here. Like, it's that fast. I had it in slow motion the whole time, but in the space of about a minute and 20 seconds, all of the cav has pretty much been obliterated. Looks like the general even charged into some elite Nordic spearmen and managed to destroy them. I'm continuing to kind of annoy the Eastern Roman Empire with my archer cav, but I really don't do anything effectively with them until late game. So we'll mostly just focus over here. Looks like we might have another charge into these pikes. I'm not sure. It looks like they're actually going to get their pikes down in time, so this is going to be good for the Jutes. But surprisingly, those Salmation Cataphracts kind of just penetrating right through the pike line, interestingly enough. But I've got some of my infantry moving forwards now. Or sorry, that's his infantry moving forwards. I haven't moved any of my infantry forwards as of yet. Oh, here we go. Another good charge. Ooh, really hit hard with that Pila, though. That's what I'm saying. You can't let these Salmation Cataphracts get hit with Pila. That's just devastating for them. Looks like we got some Axe Warriors coming in, though. Some Huskarls. I'm not sure what they're aiming to charge at. It kind of looks like they're charging right through this center gap here into these Spearmasters. But the Huskarls are probably going to destroy that unit. We got some nice Pila throwing over here, though. By this cheap infantry here. Now they're going to be charging in. It looks like they're throwing some at the pikes as well. They're getting pretty cut down. Come on, throw another volley there. Before the horses get in on it. Yeah, there they go. Nice. Oh, just deadly. And then we've got some of the horses actually pushing in from behind. But actually some of the Pila finding friendly targets there. Yeah, that's pretty much broken this pike unit here. So, yeah, we've pretty much mopped up this side here. It wasn't in any way the enemy's fault. It's just usually when I play, I kind of do like a no art rule, and that's about it. So sometimes, you know, it works out for me that I have more cav, but then it works out sometimes that the enemy has more cav. And cav is king in Attila. If you guys are new, don't have less cav, because you probably will lose the battle. That's why usually standard Attila rules are 6 cav, including general, no art, you know, no Ellie type thing. Looks like we got some of the Menelatoi moving forwards. He's just keeping his Salmation Cataphracts here. They're gonna get chewed up by all of these archers. So that's not really a good sign. Yeah, they're really, really lightly armored just so they can get that insane charge bonus by charging in so quickly like that. But yeah, my infantry is moving forwards now. As you can see, we'll go ahead and pop this onto play. A lot of the infantry over here is engaged. We got the Viking captain for the Jutes coming forwards to aid as well. But he's probably going to be caught by some shock charges. Oh, he's getting some Pila thrown in the back here. Yeah, here we go. Nice charge from one side and then closing the gap with the infantry on the other. So these Vikings are surrounded just like that. The general is in trouble. Oh, and heads are just flying. These really cheap infantry, they have just an insane melee attack and good armor-piercing damage as well. So I think is that the general broken? Yeah, right away like that. So good play by my ally there. Really good battlefield awareness. Let's take a look on this other flank. I'm starting to move some of my infantry into battle against the Hetaria Guard. Oh, and it looks like I'm just going to kind of say forget it and charge my horse archers right into the archers of the Eastern Roman Empire. So instead of kind of having this skirmishing battle, you know, I was like, these horse archers at the end of the day, they are cavs. So if you can get a decent charge off into these archers, a lot of them will break. And I do have the numbers as far as the cav is as well. I think that's the Jutes general who is dead. Although it looks like the Master Militum has broken at the same time. I feel bad for the Eastern Roman Empire player. These battles just are so fast in Attila. In the space of 8 minutes, the battle can be over in one. Now, a couple of the numeroi infantry units kind of being filtered in to stop the tide of Alani warriors from coming forwards. But I've got my elite Alani warriors as well into battle, so they're probably going to go toe-to-toe with these numeroi. And yeah, just you can see that I'm just running with my Salmatian cataphracts right after those archers. He did get a spear unit in to block me, but this spear unit is having a tough time. Even spears can't contain the might of the Salmatian cataphracts. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to pull out of that engagement, though. I did lose quite a bit charging into that spear unit. But down to 55 seconds left. Here comes a lot of the other infantry. Most of our cav is still alive, though, which is excellent for us. Getting some decent charges over here into these armored Sagittarii. Let's go ahead and bounce quickly into this charge, into all of this numeroi kind of standing still. It's a depleted unit, but it's still going to get a decent charge, just because this infantry, I don't think, was really facing the right way, and it definitely wasn't in shield wall. And then you can see further back, I've got my horse archers kind of just firing into the mix, choosing their targets carefully. Really, the rest of my infantry is just kind of mopping up here. So very, very effective battle strategy for us. Again, it's really no fault of the attackers whatsoever. It was just the fact that we had so much elite cav. We definitely didn't have the infantry advantage, but our cavalry turned that around for us. Oh, nice charge by my horse archers into the backs of these poor men, and there we go. That's the end of the battle. So let's take a look at the results here. So Saladin the Great was my ally, and then Snafu and Red Tiger 59. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. So taking a look at his army first, a lot of his infantry actually did pretty decent, but his cav also pretty effective. Even his general getting 285 kills, which I think is the most out of the army. Yeah, it is. And then for my army here, my horse archers didn't really get that many kills, but they annoyed the Eastern Roman Empire long enough that he didn't support the Jutes, which I think was helpful. And my 4 units of Salmatian cataphracts did excellent. I didn't even engage my general into that battle. And my infantry did decent. Taking a look at the Jute player. A couple of his infantry units doing not bad, but that the horse lords really suffered. And the rest of his infantry couldn't really kill enough of us to make a difference, unfortunately. And for the Eastern Roman Empire, a lot of his numeroi not even engaging in the battle. I guess they just broke. But Hatari Guard got 131 kills. They always seem to do well in any situation. But yeah, so thanks very much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more Attila content in the future. And as always, I will see you in the next one.